In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 9 things to consider when looking into a metal roof. You may be looking for a metal roof and you may be asking, what makes a metal roof good for me? So whether you're a homeowner, a building owner, I'm here to talk to you today about what makes a metal roof good for you. Most people buying a metal roof realize that it's not the lowest cost item. It's not a budget item compared to a 3-tab shingle, for instance. A metal roof is going to cost anywhere from 2 to 3 times more. Most people looking for a metal roof are looking for a long-term solution, low maintenance solution. Many people looking for a metal roof are looking for their last roof. When you're comparing a metal roof versus other roof types, there's a number of differences, and I'll try to hit on a few of those. But when you're comparing metal versus a traditional asphalt shingle, the main thing would be cost. There's a big disparity in cost, but a metal roof should last, anywhere from 2 to 4 times longer than your traditional shingle roof. When you spread the cost of a shingle roof out, over the lifetime or 2, 3, 4 lifetimes, a metal roof may actually be more beneficial to your pocketbook, immediately. So the main difference between a metal roof and other traditional steep slope roof types, and that would be, roof slopes over 212 or greater, would be, a metal roof is traditionally going to have better performance, whether it's water penetration or wind uplifts. Many products have performance ratings and things like that, but you got to be certain that your roof is tested, to withstand nature as well as time. Standing seam system should have very little or no exposed fasteners. You might have some fasteners, where you have some pipe penetrations or through your flashings, but by and large, it's a concealed fastener metal roof. Where your traditional, face fastened ag panel, barn tin, it's known by a number of different names, has penetrations throughout the roof system, and that's how it's attached to the roof deck or the roof structure. Beyond, aesthetics and it being more aesthetically pleasing, more variety of color options and finishes, the other benefit that you have is that it's a high performance roof system that's going to last and endure, upwards of 40 to 60 years and then last a long time. So if you're in the market for a metal roof, you should start with your budget. If you don't have a lot of money to spend, consider what it would take to get a metal roof, whether you got to finance it or if it's just not in the cards this go around for your roof replacement. If you're wondering and you're just at ground zero trying to figure out, okay, now what? I've got my budget set. I know the general look I want. Now what? Find somebody that can actually deliver on what you're looking for. When you're looking for a contractor for your metal roof, you're going to want to make sure you find somebody that has experience installing metal roofs, as well as somebody that can provide some references. So now you've got your budget and you're thinking about, a shingled roof, you're thinking about a tile roof, slate, face fastened metal, standing seam. How does a standing seam metal roof, stack up in price? Compared to a shingle roof, shingle roof is typically the least inexpensive thing that you can get. Face fastened metal roofs are generally pretty inexpensive. Once you get into heavy tiles or heavy slate items and including standing seam, that's when your budget really starts going up. But you also got to look at it, what's the longevity of these systems as well. Many people come across metal roofing, at wholesalers, at lumber yards and things like that. And I think the perception is, I can do metal roofing on my own. Often the case with face fastened metal roofing, you could or might be able to do that, especially if you have a simple gable roof, simple up and over. But we highly recommend finding a qualified installer, whether you use a face fastened system or whether you go with a standing seam system. So if you're wondering how long will my standing seam roof last, based off of proper installation, where you're located geographically, your roof should last at least 40 years. Now, some of that's based off of proper maintenance and things like that. So if you have an issue and you let it go, that could deteriorate your roof faster. You could end up having some potential issues that will affect the longevity of the roof system. So we get a lot of questions about what is oil canning, or how do I prevent it, how do I minimize it, so on and so forth. You know, oil canning is natural stresses that are within the coil, you know, that kind of come out, whether it's in the roll form process or installation process. It can be caused from any number of things, whether it's in the coil, whether it's in the manufacturing process. However, if you've got a flat panel and it looks good before it goes up on the roof, more often than not, that happens from a wavy deck or a deck that's not completely flat, so on and so forth. There are several ways to help remedy oil canning, you know, whether it's from making sure that the deck is in tolerance, or installing backer rod underneath your panels, or putting structure within the panel. We highly recommend putting striations or stiffening beads, stiffening ribs, clip relief, you name it, in the flat of the panel. Going with a completely flat panel is a recipe for oil canning. Some people are okay with oil canning. Oil canning is not a bad thing. It will not affect the integrity of the roof. It is simply aesthetics. For more information on oil canning, check out our Q&A video as well as our blog article about oil canning. Sometimes your HOA or municipality won't allow for you to have a metal roof, you know, whether it's in a residential or a commercial area, because of the prominent roof type might be tile, or it could be shingle, slate, what have you. This can be for a number of reasons, whether it's the gloss that, you know, a metal roof is perceived to give off, or whether it's the perceived industrial look of a standing seam metal roof. However, occasionally there are things you can do to show that a metal roof is more energy efficient than the proposed product that they want you to use, and sometimes there are loopholes that allow you to use the more energy efficient product, such as standing seam metal roofing or a cool roof, that will allow you to use a metal roof in your application. Buying a metal roof from a Sheffield Metals customer gives you access to best-in-class products, colors, warranties, educational materials that will aid in helping you choose the best metal roof. Thanks for watching. I hope we helped answer a lot of your questions. If you're considering a metal roof, please subscribe to our blog as well as the metal roofing channel on YouTube.